You looking for me, you can find me at the barbershop. Pulling up to get a cut, bumping through the parking lot. I keep it clean, Rico's where I'm running to. If you in the city, then you probably gonna be coming to. Gang getting down, Red's getting down, Nick getting down, Ron getting down, just to name a few. Everybody blade on point. You trying to get fresh, I'm telling you this the joint. Hands down, top shop up in this vicinity. Promises age 9, LaRon been getting me. Temper on the side, I'm trying to grow up.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Knowledge of Self K.O.S. Barber podcast. I'm here with a very close friend that I haven't seen in a while, but every time we meet or see each other, we start over again. Let me get it right, because this guy is a barber from old school, but he's not only a barber. He's a barber, CEO, artist, visionary. And he just started his barbershop called Motion Barbershop, the one and only Moon the Barber.
Appreciate you, man.
What's up, Moon?
Very
Good to see you too, man. I got you in here.
Yeah, that's right.
So you told me you watched the podcast and you know the episodes already.
Yeah.
So you know what we're trying to do here.
Knowledge of self.
Knowledge of self, self-concept, self-awareness, self-knowledge, all that good stuff.
Yep.
The things that we discuss, the things that we've learned through our life. And I invited you to the podcast because I remember we worked together, what was it, like 7 years ago, 8 years ago?
Wow,
Maybe?
yeah.
It was a while ago.
2018.
We worked in the Gables together, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018. That was dope.
Yeah. Good
And
times.
I saw how you moved in the sense that, like, you came in always smiling, good vibe. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, that guy's cool. And then you also are an artist. So I was like, damn, this guy has talents.
Yeah.
But the thing that I noticed the most about you was that you don't get stuck anywhere. You're, like, always moving, which is crazy because you called
gotta
your
do
barbershop Motion.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, yo, this guy has
It kind of
knowledge.
has something to do with it.
Yeah, kind of has something to do with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, like, where did you start off your career in the sense of not only being an artist, but a barber, or just the vision of what you're doing now? Where did that start?
Man, just being a young kid and just in my neighborhood, there was a lot of, like, barbers.
What neighborhood was this?
This was in Davie, Florida.
Davie, Florida. What
Yeah.
year was it, like 90s?
No, this was probably like 04,
04?
05,
Yeah,
you know?
early 2000s.
Yeah. And there were just barbers in the neighborhood. And I would just ride my bike around the neighborhood, and I would see them outside cutting hair.
Old school style in
Yeah,
the backyard,
yeah.
sweating
Absolutely.
with a toothbrush, right?
Mhm. The whole vibe, like
For
breaking the razors out of the Mach 3s, and
Yeah, people don't
yeah.
they don't realize that back then they didn't have those little brushes. Man.
Yeah.
You had to get a toothbrush.
Yeah.
Toothbrush to be a brush. Okay, keep going.
and then a good friend of mine, he was cutting up his little brother, and I asked him if I could try.
How old were you there?
I was like 13, 14,
Same age I
13,
started.
14.
Yeah.
And then I asked him to try, and he was like, "Nah, let me do it. I'm gonna do it. It's my brother." So I kind of felt something in me like I wanted to try it. So then I just like picked up clippers, and and then I had a good friend of mine named Randall. He had a dog clipper, and he let me use it to cut his hair.
Those are actually good.
Yeah, an
They're
old
strong.
wall dog clipper with a paw on it.
Wow.
Yeah, and he would let me cut his hair with that, and then
With no guards?
no, he had guards, like a 1, 2, and a 3, and I just tried to give him a skin fade, and then after a while, he kept calling me back to come back and do it.
Did you charge him?
No, I never charged
On the
him.
love, right?
Yeah, and then he started giving me money. He would give me like $5, $10,
And you're
and
like,
eventually
oh,
he was just like, "Here, take the clippers,"
Same thing happened to me, man.
Yeah.
I had a uncle. He had a friend that faded. My uncle's 7 years older than me. And then he left the clippers in the house one day. And I was like,
Yeah, they just look interesting.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, and I was like, I could do this. And then I remember thinking to myself, like, damn, I'm going to cut. I was like, nah, I'm not going to cut my hair. And little by little, I started getting comfortable with it. I started doing little, like, ones all around on people.
Yeah,
But mostly my uncle was like, yo, cut my hair. I was
Yeah.
like, all right. Boom. Then after a while, he came back, my uncle's friend, and he took the clippers. And I was like, damn.
yeah,
But that was in December. So for Christmas, my uncle got me a set.
nice set.
And I was kind of pissed because I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah,
Little did I know that gift is still giving to this day.
for sure.
If it wasn't for that, I don't think I'll do it.
Yeah, sometimes I think about it, and it's crazy. It's like we really live off of clippers.
You fall into that.
scissors.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like a tool,
it's definitely a tool. Even though, like, there's ways to cut without clippers.
Oh,
but
for sure.
But I don't think I would ever want to do it.
No.
I like that. I like the whole vibe of being the
tradition
barber,
of it.
traditional. It's good that you said traditional because I want to get into this whole new school.
Yeah,
I want to know what you think about it.
yeah.
All right, so let's keep going. You were what, 13, 14?
Yeah, I was about 13, 14. And then we all played football. Randall played football, I played football. And then it kind of just caught wind, like Moon was cutting hair.
Yeah.
And we're all young. We don't have any money to get haircuts. So it just, like, got to the point where I was cutting everyone's hair in the locker room. Like
playing football before or after?
Yeah, during, like it would be, like, at practice, before the game,
I got
like
in
after
trouble
school.
for that. I got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
I used to cut people up, and they're like, you can't do that. I was like, yo, why not? You're getting hair all over the locker room. I was like, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, we used to have, like, a cage. Like, the football team had, like, a little cage in the locker room. So I was kind of, like, separate from everyone else. So I kind of was doing it, like, on the low.
Yeah.
But then it got to the point where I was cutting hair so late at school that the janitors would be cleaning the locker room, and they'd see me in there.
What are you doing in there?
Yeah, like, what are you still doing here? And then one day I was sweeping the hair up. I would literally, they had, like, cones, and I would just use the bottom of the cone and scrape all the hair into a pile on a piece of paper and scoop it up. I didn't have a broom in there. I was just trying to make it happen, you know?
Damn, and you did make it happen.
Yeah. It got to the point where I would walk through the hallway and teachers would be like, Moon, after school, cut.
And you would cut them up?
Yeah.
So pretty soon you had the whole thing on lock.
Yeah, like in high school I was like, I didn't think of myself as a barber, but I started becoming one. I kind of did it as a hobby, right? Like, I didn't think about it, you know? And then eventually I was like, wow, I really cut hair. Like, people.
But, like, at that time, how did you picked up from observing other people cut?
Yeah, I mean, I would go to the barbershop, and my grandma would drop me off, and I would sit there for 3 hours. I'd run outside and be like, hey, he's got 3 or 4.
And you would peep what they're doing at all
Yeah,
time?
I would just sit and watch.
No YouTube?
No, I remember there was YouTube.
There was?
But there was no content on it.
Now there's way too much.
Yeah, it was like I would type in ball fade, and it would be like nothing, you know?
Yeah, or you have to put maybe like what?
Yeah. So you kind of had to just go to the barbershop and learn.
Yeah.
Sit there.
That happened to me. I would go to the flea market.
Yeah.
And there, money talks, though.
Yeah, for sure. The
so you'll be next to get a cut, and some guy comes and tells, yo, you're $20, and then you get skipped, and you're like, damn.
Even though appointments is kind of a new, like, it's not new thing now, but.
Bro, they didn't care.
Back in the day, there was no appointments. This was first come, first serve.
Yeah, or you had bread.
Yeah, or you skipped the line. Yeah, exactly.
You would say, yo, here's a 20. And he'd be like, yo, I'll get you right after him. I promise. Yo, Gene, I promise. And I'm like, damn, dog.
Yeah.
But it helped because I did what you did. I started observing. And then I was like, why you use that clip? What is that clip?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. This was like 92, 93, right? 94 at that time. They had clips or guards in color. It didn't have the number.
Yeah, like red, blue, yellow.
So I would look at it. I was like, why using that red one? Why using that blue one?
Yeah.
And then he would tell me, oh, the blue one's a 2. And this one, and I'll be like, to me, it was like foreign.
Yeah.
Like, a 2? What do you mean? And then he would explain it to me, and then I caught on.
Yeah.
So then, of course, when I had the clippers, I was like, I got this.
Yeah.
And then it just kept going, man.
It's crazy. I remember telling my barber, like, I'm going to be a barber one day. And he was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't care.
You should do it, you know? Never thinking anything of it. And then, flash forward, I ended up in barber school with his wife. And
really?
Yeah. And she was like, you should work at my husband's barbershop.
And you did?
No, I didn't. But it was funny because her husband was my first barber, you know?
Signs, bro. The universe never makes mistakes,
it was crazy.
Brother.
It was crazy.
So, okay, what mindset did you have in that time? Like, you knew you wanted to cut, you like cutting hair, but did you have, like, a sense of awareness, like a knowledge of self?
Oh, yeah.
That you were going to go in that trajectory?
Yeah, once I got to, like, the end of high school, I knew, like, all right, I'm going to be a barber. Because, like, at that time, a lot of us, were trying to go to college for sports and all that. And I was like, I already knew, like, look, I'm not going to the NFL, right? Okay. Just scientifically, I'm not going to the NFL. So
scientifically?
Yeah. Scientifically, I'm not going to the NFL, so I need to focus on what I'm going to do. And at the time, I loved cutting hair. So I was like, I'm just going to go full force and just do it.
All right. And then what did you do? You started cutting from the crib?
Yeah, I was at the crib cutting hair. And then as soon as I graduated high school, I went to barber school.
And then you were in barber school for the time?
Yeah, for the time. And I was just, chill at home. I was, like, working Hollywood, like East Hollywood, at this, like, a smaller barbershop.
So you were from Davie
to
Hollywood?
My booth rent was, like, $50 a week at that time.
Really?
$50 a week, $12 haircuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was this?
This was in, like, right before, like, maybe like 2010.
2010.
Like 2009.
$12 haircuts.
Yeah, $12 haircuts.
And that was the
This
average
was on the east side, though. This is, like, East Hollywood. So, like, it was already, like, not expensive haircuts over there. So
East Hollywood is close to the...
Like, by South Broward High School.
Got it. So it's in the hood, but not really the hood.
Yeah, it's like...
It's borderline.
Yeah. It's like a low income area. It's not really the hood.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. There's a lot of barbershops at that time, or
and stuff
just
like
one
that.
or two.
It was just a barbershop there. That barbershop was crazy.
Yeah, what was the name of it?
It was called Big Timers, not Big Time.
Big Timers.
Big Timers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it bumping?
It was crazy. It got kind of bumping. I was there like when it first opened, but it was crazy. There was like I don't want to call him a crackhead, but he was like a legit bum. Like he was a bum, but he did stuff. Like he painted the plaza.
What did he do? He would clean up.
He lived in the back of the barbershop in a van, in an empty van, like a shell. We used to push it across the back of the lot because there was no engine in it.
He just lived in
He
the
just
van.
lived in it. He had his all his stuff out there and everything. His name was Jimmy, man. Shout out Jimmy if he's still out
Jimmy, if you're out there, man, hopefully you still are. If not, bless us with
there. But it
your-
was crazy. It was just the vibe. Like we would go there, we'd see him. We had like a pull-up bar, dip bar in the back. Like we'd all just hang out.
Yeah, I mean that's I
like
I
didn't
correlate
have
that.
customers at the time. It was
I
just
correlate that with age,
yeah,
because
It was
now
just-
you're of older age and you're in a barbershop. You don't do the same thing,
yeah.
or it's not meant to be done in these type of barbershops now. Even though if you go to like the small city barbershops, you still have crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, so it's just randomness.
random shit. Like I miss those days, man.
Yeah.
Even though we still get them
Yeah.
because I'm in Edgewater.
Yeah,
And you be getting some crazy something.
Yeah.
The other day, a homeless lady came in topless.
yeah. I tell the new guys, like, enjoy this time, even though it feels frustrating, even though it feels like you're not cutting hair, it's gonna take a while, but just enjoy this kind of sense of
Embark
freedom.
in that. Why would
Yeah.
you tell that to a young barber?
Because like eventually, you get so busy to the point where it's like you kind of wish you had an hour to, walk around,
Do you
grab
see the
some
time?
food.
I don't see the time, man.
yeah, like
I come in at 9, I leave at 8.
Yeah, boom.
And it's like, boom, 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 boom. When I get home is when I'm like, damn.
the whole day was gone.
Yeah. And then my girl gets mad at me sometimes because she's like, come on, we're going to go walk the dog. I'm looking at her like, have you been standing up for 12 hours? No. All right. Give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Like, okay. But damn, that's cool that you tell. So now in your shop, you have new clients, right?
yeah, like they're
And new barbers?
younger barbers. Yeah,
What's the youngest barber you got?
I think he's like 22.
What's his name?
MJ.
MJ. Do
Yeah,
your thing.
shout out to
man.
MJ.
Do your thing. Don't
Yeah.
give up.
Yeah, man, he's. I see a
'Cause
lot.
there's
in that
times
kid,
that
yeah.
you were like, damn, this shit sucks, bro. You know, like,
Yeah.
fuck, I need. And then people, I spoke about it in the other podcast, that people would look down. Not look down, but not really glorify like barber how it is now.
Yeah, back in the day, it was like, oh, you're a barber. Like, is that serious?
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, okay, is that your part-time job? Or
Yeah.
like, oh, are you going to go to college? I'm like, no, I already went to college.
I remember one time someone told me when I told them I was a barber, and they were like, oh, that's cool. Like, what are you gonna do for your career?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now they know what time it is.
yeah,
I mean, from what I know from history books, that barbers were a big deal back in the days.
Yeah.
Like in the Western days.
even in the ancient Egyptian days,
Yes.
they were considered like royalty.
I mean, think about it. They're
Yeah.
cutting the pharaohs and they're cutting the whole tribe.
Yeah,
I would think so. And then it just fizzled away a little bit, and now it's
yeah.
back.
We're back, baby.
But then we'll get into that,
Yeah, the new school.
the new school. Okay, so you were at the shop, Hollywood. Well, your mindset was the same as when you were younger.
Yeah, I was
when
like,
you started.
I started trying to I was always trying to get better, like trying to learn from the guys around me.
So
take
your
what I
knowledge
could.
yourself was on point. You're like, I'm gonna be a barber. This is what I'm gonna do,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna push forward.
it was kind of like there was some. You don't know if it's gonna pan out or not, but you just try hard anyway.
Did you have like somebody helping you out with it? Did you have somebody like encouraging you?
What? Well, once I left that barbershop, and I started working in Sunrise, like in Plantation,
Yeah.
I met some barbers that really taught me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
so that kind of like pushed me to the next
The
level.
OGs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my boy Mike
Nice.
the barber.
What did
He
he
was
tell
one of
you
them
that-
guys that no IG, no nothing, no social media, booked every day.
Yeah, because he was OG and he was
Oh.
probably real.
Yeah,
He probably gave you one gem. What was it that made you like, all right? It had to be one, dude. Because those OG barbers.
He always used to tell me, "Moon, we ain't new to this. We're true to this."
Oh, before it was in the rhyme.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we ain't
So when
new
you
to
heard
this, we're
it,
true
you're
to
like,
this.
okay,
Yeah.
that's dope. And then you were in the barber shop. You were growing. When did you know you were nice? Because you're nice.
I don't know. I started. I always felt like, you know how you are. You're your biggest critic. Like every time you take a
Yeah,
picture of a
dude.
haircut to post it, you look at it and you're like, should I post that one? I don't know how I feel about that one. you know.
Or it looks amazing, and then you take a picture of it. You're like,
Yeah, and then you go back and try to fix it up, and now you're taking extra time. And
oh, the worst is when you're like, all right, man, you're done, chill, I bet, and then they walk away, and you're like, fuck, I should have. It's like a little corner.
I think like after probably like after like 7 years or 10 years,
you got the hang of it. It was
I started feeling like
automatic.
Yeah, but even lately, I started feeling like lately I've been trying to, since I got new guys and I'm teaching them, I'm kind of going back to the basics and teaching myself again.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, like
That's
the fundamentals, you know?
Fundamentals of like just how you stand when you use shears or just angles.
Your bag and how to tilt the head of the client.
How do you pivot? It's just little things that you don't really think about it because you're rushing through it. Now I do the same. Yeah. Because the other day, it was funny you say that because I'm cutting hair and I was the last one. Everybody's like, and then I started cutting and it was a nice haircut. And then when I finished, I looked back and like everybody's looking at me. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, bro, the haircut was dope. I was like, all right, bet. Thank you, bro. So I'm like, yo, people are watching.
Yeah.
You never know. That's what I tell people. Like, I have a barber or had barbers that want to rush through the cut so they could get the walk-in and then also get their appointment and get as many people. Yeah. And then I tell everybody, he's like, bro, we don't sell haircuts anymore.
Yeah, we sell the service.
We sell the service, right?
100%.
So if you create a good service, you get a good rep. If you get a good rep, then people are going to come. Yeah. Like you're trying to and you're not really blessing these people, man. And you have to, because if you're top dollar, I don't know how much you're charging in your shop, but we charge top dollar. Yeah. And if you're going to do that, you got to represent.
100%.
So it's a lot of pressure and all, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So you were there. OG was hooking you up.
Yeah, that's back in the day where you couldn't show up to the barbershop whenever you wanted.
You had to go on time?
Yeah, you had to be there on time.
I mean, you still have to do it like that.
No, 100%. Certain barbershops, but.
I mean, when you have...
The new school barbers, man, they come and go whenever they want, man.
That's if you're paying for the chair. If I'm paying for the chair, why do you care if I'm here or not? No, I'm paying for, it's like a rent. Yeah. But when you're doing commission or you're working like in a big barbershop that has a rep, like being the best, you gotta be there on time. Yeah. Because if not, there's somebody else that wants to take that position. 100%. That's what I tell the barbers. I'm like, yo, guys, don't think you're the only barber. There's a lot of good barbers out there, and there's barbers in other shops that are wishing they were in this location. Yeah. And if you're not putting full effort into it, we're gonna have to let you go. Yeah, not fire you, but let you go. Yeah. Maybe go to another shop, do something else, but we gotta keep it moving. Yeah. So back to you, brother. So now you're in that shop in Hollywood, right? Yeah. How long did you last there?
Oh, well, probably a year.
It wasn't long. Any doubts within that time? Maybe like, nah, I don't want to do this?
Not really. At that time, I wasn't really into the art as much as I am now. I started painting. Yeah, I started painting when I was little, but then sports, started cutting hair. I kind of just put it on the back burner for a while. Yeah. But that lasted about a year. Then I went to Plantation, started learning from those guys. Okay. And then I was like, I just needed to do my own thing. Like I felt it in me to just do my own thing.
Broward Barber game. Yeah. How was that? Because you've played on both sides.
Yeah. I mean,
Dade and Broward.
Yeah, the Broward's good. I mean, it has its pockets, it has its areas but it's overall it's pretty busy. It's not as much foot traffic as Miami, but it's more appointment based. Like,
and barbers really gotta have, I guess, their shit on lock.
Yeah, I mean, because you're not dependent. Yeah, you're not dependent on walk-ins as much. You're trying to get yourself out there and get people to come to the shop.
So you lasted in that shop what, a couple of years, 2 years, 3 years?
Like 6 years.
6 years. Okay.
I lasted in Plantation.
Also, you developed there.
Yeah.
All right. So then 6 years. That was 2010. So 2016.
Yeah. Yep.
So you left there to go to the Coral Gables show?
No, I ended up in a suite.
A suite. That's
right.
So
I had a suite at the time.
So you had a suite before the suite was
the suite
thing.
was, Yeah, I was like I was a pioneer of the suite game.
How'd you fall into that?
It's funny because they used to send flyers to the barbershop. And we would get them, and we'd all be joking around like, who's going to the suite, dog? And then it was like I started seeing, I was like, you know what? Let me just see if I could do it on my own. I kind of like, my goal was to open up a barbershop one day. So I was like, let me just see if I could do a mini one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, see if I can handle it.
If I could handle myself in a small space. So then I went there. It was cool. it lasted a little bit, but then I ended up meeting 2 other guys that saw the suite and they thought it was super cool.
Yeah.
Boy, Pete and Tito. And they were like, yo, let's get another suite and we'll knock the wall down
And make it bigger.
and we'll make it bigger and we'll have 3 chairs. So I was like, fire, let's do it.
Okay.
You know? So we did it.
A mini.
Yeah, a little mini shop. It was
Mini
cool.
shop.
Like, it was in a salon suite. We were the only barbers, and man,
because
we were like the
when
life
you
of
came
that
to work
place.
at the shop, you were doing both at the same time.
Yeah, so I wanted to, like, I wanted to get out there and see what was out there.
What brought that mindset?
At the
Because
time,
you're the
I
first
saw
barber.
I saw the spot barbershop, and I was like, this is the nicest barbershop I've ever seen in my life.
Shout out to the Spot Barbershop.
Yeah. I was like, this is the nicest barbershop I've ever seen. So I was like, I wanted to be a part of it, no matter what I had to do, whether I had to, you know, I had already felt like I had a lot of experience, but I had to come down to like a rookie level because I had no seniority, you know? So I was like, I had to humble myself a little bit, and it was a good experience because I learned a lot. I learned a lot just being around you guys, being around, you know, the owners and the different managers and just the hospitality that was there. I was like, this place is cool. Just at the time, it was
You
just
got
so
the concept.
far.
You got the
Yeah, I was like, it was just so far. And
That's when you had the Harley.
yeah, I had the Harley going. I was running around.
You had
I
your
was doing
Keanu
house
Reeves
calls.
shit going on.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was fun though, and like, man, yeah. Shout out to the spot.
Yeah, man, those days were cool. And then,
Yeah,
So
that's when
that-
I met you.
yeah, I was managing that shop at the time, and I was like a barber like you walks in is, bro, it's like a diamond in the rough, bro.
Yeah.
Because you don't get somebody with that mindset, with the skill set, and also humble.
Yeah,
It's very difficult to get those 3.
yeah,
And when you came in, it was like that. It was like, bro, you don't even have to manage this guy. You just got to open the door and let him ride.
yeah,
It was great.
yeah.
It was awesome.
It was
man.
fun.
But yeah, that mindset was just you wanting to explore and open up
Yeah.
your horizons and things of that nature, or what was it? Just
I just wanted to just
be a part of the team again.
yeah. It was just so nice. I wanted to be in that environment.
And pick everybody's brain and learn.
Yeah, and just kind of like see what it was about and see if I could grow, you know, and just
How did you grow from that experience?
I don't know. Because remember, I started working in the city center before I came into the Gables.
Yes.
And it was just cool. It was very, like, it gave me, like, a different perspective on how to be a little bit more professional and, like, the reaction you get from being more professional,
Correct.
you know?
Which is, what would you call it? Respect? Or
Respectable.
more attention
I would say it's respectable.
respectable because you're dealing with people that want that.
Yeah. I feel like they'll take you a little more serious.
Yeah, because they're taking their haircut more serious because they're paying more.
Yeah.
So it's like an exchange of
Yeah,
energies.
100%.
Yeah, and that's what I always gotta tell. It's funny you say that, man. I always tell people, I'm like, yo, it's an exchange of energy, bro.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
give
you're
your
touching
best.
their head, you know?
Yeah, bro.
their
You're
hair.
making love to the hair.
Yeah. It's very intimate.
It's very intimate. So you got to be on point, and you got to give these people the best that you got, and then they'll give you bread, and then the word spreads, and then you become a staple in
Yeah.
the game, in the industry. So after the Spot Barbershop, you went back to Broward. I remember that. Because
Yeah,
when you
I
left,
went
we were all
back.
like, damn, Moon left, bro.
Yeah.
You lasted, what, a year there?
Yeah, about a year. It was about a year. I was sad to go.
We were all sad that
It
you
was
left.
kind of just it just wasn't really working out for me because I had a suite and I was paying for that. I didn't want to let it go.
And
It was like a
you're-
pride thing for me. I was like, I can't let this suite go. Like it was kind of like something that started.
Yeah, I remember you told me one time, you're like, Gene, I got to go early because I got somebody at the suite. And I was like, yo, go, brother.
I would only work one day. I would work the 5 days at the spot, and I would work one day at my suite.
full
and
day,
I would
and
work
you'd
like
be
from
back.
6 a.m. to like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m.
You think you can still do that in this old age?
Oh man, I don't know. I have to sleep the whole day before.
Yeah, dude. Now when I get home, I'll be watching TV and
Yeah,
I'll wake up at 3 a.m. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
yeah.
So you started the spot, then you went back, you left. What was your mindset after gathering all this information?
I was like, wow, it really is possible.
So
really-
you started to create a new self concept.
Yeah, I was like, this having a nice barbershop is possible to do.
Okay.
I saw the proof of concept, you know?
Proof of concept. I like that.
Yeah. I just didn't know how I was going to do it, you know?
But that's the thing that I applaud you on, and I'm like, I respect, because a lot of people are afraid to take these moves,
Yeah.
take these steps.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're like, oh, nah, or they doubt themselves, or they are afraid what people would think. And what I like to tell everybody is like, yo, don't give a fuck what people think. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's you, right?
Yeah.
And if you have knowledge of self, there's nothing that could really penetrate that,
Absolutely.
because you are who you are, and it is what it is, and let's go.
Yeah.
When you try to be like him, like her, that's where you fail.
Yeah.
So
be yourself.
again, that's why I was like, yo, let these people know your journey because it's a good one.
Yeah.
Because now I see you and I'm like, yo, this guy's blowing up.
It's crazy because I ended up, the suite that I was in, there was a barbershop next door. So I ended up getting like real cool with the barbers.
Okay.
Because I would just see them like outside. We got the Chinese restaurant.
So it was
like,
a suite, but then a barbershop
yeah,
next
how
to the
crazy is
building
that?
with the suites?
There's a barbershop and then a suite.
There was no hate there?
I don't know. Like, not at first, but it was kind of like, it was a chair rent barbershop. So, and it's like kind of like a chair rent suite.
So everybody started funneling to
Yeah, so it was just like, we all knew each other. We ended up, you know, one of the barbers from over there ended up coming in my suite. And we ended up going back to the barbershop. It was just like, we were just all trying to figure it out. Yeah, we're all trying to figure it out.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like between being in a suite and being in the shop. Which for me, I've done both, and I prefer the barbershop because for me, it's the camaraderie.
The conversations.
The vibe, yeah, everything. The conversations, you know, the other barbers.
Yeah.
You know, it just keeps you going throughout the day. When you're in a suite by yourself, it's kind of tough, like pushing yourself through the day.
Yeah, you're right. How old are you now?
33.
33, yeah.
You know?
You met me when I was 33.
Really?
So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Once you get to my age, I'm about to be 44. That camaraderie.
Well, you look 33.
Thank you, sir. That camaraderie starts to become like a noise.
Yeah.
You know, because there's days that you're like,
you just want to focus. I hear you on that.
Not even focused, dude. Like I'm telling you, I'm giving gems to these kids. Like, yo, this is what you got to do. This is follow this. Even if I'm wrong, you'll still be right because you're making moves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't agree with me, it's fine, but you're still going to make money.
Yeah.
So then you tell people like, yo, don't be talking across the barbershop. Like, if you got to talk to a barber, stop, go walk over there. Hey, don't be talking about fucking Tom Brady when you have
6 chairs down.
When you're doing a royal shave, a hot towel shave, and then this guy's over there talking about, no, bro. And like, yo, you don't do that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, bro. Like if I'm telling them something that annoys them.
Yeah.
And that starts getting heavy. Like, after a while, you're like, yo, guy.
Yeah.
Got to snap out of it. But when I was 33, I would be like, bro, yeah, right, bro. That guy sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Things change.
100%.
And you'll remember this conversation once you get to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, you own the shop. You probably understand now.
Yeah, here and there. But sometimes you get in the mix with it, too.
Of course, it all depends on your clientele
Yeah.
and who's on the, and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if I'm giving somebody a hot towel shave, I'm not going to be having a full-blown conversation with the barber next to me.
No.
Or just...
Or while he's trimming his beard, lining up his neckline, you're going to ask him what he thinks about the playoffs.
And then he'll be like, you're like, oh, shit. That happened the other day, but I have ninja reflexes.
Yeah, you got to, especially with the kids.
You know what I do? I always put my pinky as a pivot.
Yeah.
So when they move, it's like, oof.
100%.
So if they move, I move.
But
if I don't use that pivot, yo, we got to cut your beard off.
Yeah.
Which has never happened to me, though. But it almost has.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I was like, you know what? Let me use the pivot.
You got to make it work.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
So, all right, you started with the spot. You left the spot. You still had a self-concept. You have awareness. You gained knowledge.
Yeah.
You understood. Did you have the plan that you have now or you had then to execute what you have now?
No, I kind of, I was thinking of how I was going to be able to do it, but then I got an opportunity that I couldn't, like, say no to. So I was at the barbershop that I was at, and they called me over they were like, hey, the barbershop closed next door. There's a jewelry store.
But you must have had a lot of opportunities because people don't know. Like, can I say it? Like, you used to cut Dolphin players.
Yeah, Dolphin players, football players.
On the low, because I'm like, you're cutting Landry, sir? Like, I was like, yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, it was like you were hanging when
people. Oh, yeah, good friends with him.
Yeah,
like, he's still my guy to this day. But yeah, I don't know. My relationship with them, I think, strived off of me not coming at them for financial gain.
No, but I'm not saying asking.
No, not asking.
Because when
they would talk to me,
money,
but they were more like pushing me to help me. Like, look, money aside, I'll put you down with my people that could give you good advice, or I'll connect you with someone that could help you get into a better situation.
Which is even better.
Yeah.
That's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Landry, you're a smart guy. Yeah, because, you give people money, they don't really appreciate it.
Yeah,
or maybe
you gotta
like
be careful these days,
Not even careful. It's just they might do something wrong with it or not even strive. But if you give somebody a plug and you use that hookup or that opportunity for the best.
Yeah.
And did you have any opportunities with that or no?
Well, yeah, I met a lot of good people and got connected with a lot of good clients through him.
Awesome.
But there was a jewelry store next to the barbershop that I used to work at. So now this is the barbershop that I worked at in Plantation. Ended up closing.
Okay.
It ended up closing in like 2020, 2021.
Okay.
So the jeweler was like, hey, the shop's open. Let's keep it going. Like, you should come back and reopen it, rebrand it.
So the people that were there for the barbershop, they wrote out.
Everyone left. Like, all the barbers went and did their own thing.
And now it's just an open, vacant business.
Another career path. And, it kind of just fizzled out after COVID, you know?
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, after COVID, it kind of fizzled out. So it sat for a while.
How did you sustain COVID? You did what I did?
Yeah, well, luckily, yeah, I was trying to sneak around, do house calls here and there. And the suite that I was in at the time, I didn't have to pay the rent there.
Oh, so you could still use it.
So, no, I couldn't really use it.
They didn't open it for you?
They wouldn't allow me to go there, but I didn't have to pay for it. So I was chilling.
chilling.
I was like, whatever, I don't have to pay for it.
That was cool.
Yeah. Blessings.
Yeah.
You know? But the shop ended up being available, so we went, got in there, started renovating it. It took a long time because the city of Plantation is rough on you. You know?
Really?
Yeah, it was rough.
What, to get
permits and just this don't match this, and you know,
serious?
It's a process. Like, I always think about it, like, is it worth it?
I think they want you to pay them out.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
They give you a hard time,
But we ended up being able to get it all done, and it kind of happened. Like, I had one brand that I was gonna go with, and then last minute, a lot of things happened, transpired that they were like, Moon, you got to come up with something like, you know, that's you, that you could express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to be like Moon's Barbershop, you know? I didn't want to be that guy. Like, I wanted to build a brand that people would be happy to be a part of, and like have pride in it, you know, and be
something
proud
that represents what you're really trying to get across.
Yeah. Like a good team, like a good sports team.
Yeah.
Everybody all the players want to be on a good sports team and be proud of that sports team.
Correct.
You know, so it's like, that's kind of what I was looking for in building my shop. And then, like you said, I hadn't made so many moves and was doing this and trying to make this happen that
you consolidated everything.
I was like, I looked at my name Moon, and I was like, I added like a T and an I, and I got motion.
Dope.
Yeah, so
which is what you've been doing your whole life.
Yeah, moving around, motion. Everything has motion. Hair has motion. You know, the wind, the water.
So, Motion Barbershop is in the shop where you first started cutting hair.
Yeah.
Wow, full circle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a good story,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's insane. So after everything, I ended up, my first barbershop that I owned was pretty much the first legit one that I worked at. I got right back there,
dude.
And I think that drives me more every day, because it's like,
oh, that bro, look, I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
that shit's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope, because like, you weren't thinking that when you were young. You were just like,
if you would have asked me then,
it would have been better if you would have came and was still running. You're like, I want to buy it.
Yeah, it's like you can't make it up, you know.
It's but it's an amazing story, bro. Like, if they were to do like a documentary, like little movie,
it was literally like a blessing from God. That it was just like, He knew that I had it in me to keep it going, and I ended up being the one with the opportunity to do it.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
I always say the universe don't make mistakes, bro. And people, if you live righteous, and you don't have to be religious, just follow 10 commandments and you'll be straight.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like easy. It's like a cheat code. Like, here you go, just do that.
Yeah, for sure.
But a lot of people can't even follow that.
They can't even follow that. Yeah.
And that's why I want to start this podcast, to let people know, yo, if you have knowledge of self, you develop a self concept, you could do things with your life that not really is set out for you, but is meant for you.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, okay, like what you did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to cut hair, but I'm good at it. Let me do it. Everything good. You did it.
Yeah.
And then now you in the art. Let's get into the art.
The art. Yeah. Man, I love it. I love the art.
How did you get into the art?
I started painting the football players I was cutting.
Painting?
Yeah.
Like actual paintings
like I would
of
get
them?
The first one I did was for Olivier Vernon.
Okay.
He was at the time he was playing for the Dolphins, and he was like one of my first pretty big customers. And I was like, man, I want to do something for him.
Have you ever painted before?
Yeah, I always painted like here and there. Like the first thing I ever painted was like in 5th grade, like a butterfly out of pastels, and like they hung it in the cafeteria. And I was like, wow,
you always had that gift.
This is kind of like pretty cool. Like they see something in it.
Yeah, you felt like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah, it was cool.
Confident.
And then I didn't feel that feeling again until the first art show I did, like in my 30s.
Okay.
I was like, wow. Like one of my boys, Aaron, he invited me to display my art, and I was like,
I think I remember that one.
yeah, and I did it, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like I got really good feedback. People loved it, and it just really inspired me to keep going. But the first ones were for the football players. I just was like, I want to do something good for them besides the haircut, you know?
So you gave him
So I painted
a
a picture of him. He was like this, like on the field. Like and I painted it for him. I gave it to him, and he was like, "Whoa, this is dope, man." He was like, "I actually paint too."
Yeah.
I didn't even know that he was the artist too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I would just start painting football players and here and there, and then I kind of just started getting into like certain artists.
Okay.
And seeing their work and just like getting inspired from it, and just kind of, it took me a while to formulate my style. Like I always used to try to paint everything so perfect, and then it got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna make a mess and embrace it. Like I want.
It's great. It's like a stencil Warhol abstract vibe, but I like the depth.
Yeah, I layer everything.
And
like,
you also use different what's it called? So you use the mat, then you paint it, then you drip it.
Yeah, like different textures.
Yeah, different textures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
It looks nice, bro.
Yeah, it's
and then
fun.
The characters you select are also
like
nice. If you guys haven't seen it, go see Moon's page, man. He has a lot of artwork.
I appreciate it.
Do you have it for sale and all that or no?
Yeah, I sell them. I hang it all in the barbershop.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That's great.
So like I bring all my art to the barbershop, I hang it there. I try to sell it to my customers, you know. People.
What do you do, auction style?
Nah, maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Hell yeah.
I really look out. I really look out for my people. Like they if they like my art, I just, you know, I try to get it to them.
That's dope. Yeah, because you do it for the love.
Yeah.
Like when you started cutting hair.
Yeah. Exactly.
You weren't
I
even
see it the
charging.
same way.
Yeah.
Like I take the same thing I did with the barber game and I'm applying it to the art.
You could do that with anything in life.
Yeah.
But the first step is what? The first step.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do things at home and they don't take that first step to like even show people or express themselves or even ask people, what do you think?
Yeah.
Some people like coil up and they keep themselves quiet and not don't.
Yeah, being an artist is weird. It's hard. It's
that's a difficult world to be in.
Yeah.
Because you know that artists are a little loony sometimes.
Yeah, people always like, "Moo, what do you cut hair here still for? Like, why don't you be an artist?" I'm like, dude, it's not like that. It's like,
No,
it's not
art.
that easy.
Cutting
you know?
hair is
yeah,
art.
Yeah, like this.
It's a
That's
craft.
probably why I feel like I put art on the back burner for so long, because I was getting it out of my system with haircuts. You know, I was like, that was my outlet.
Yeah.
It still is my outlet. Like,
You ever thought about doing like a gallery setup, like a show?
yeah, for sure. I wanna do that one day.
How about we do the podcast when you do the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll do
Live.
it there, live.
That'd be fire.
Hell yeah. I'm down, 100%.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
So you're at the point now where you're at the same shop that you started from. Like, what goes through, like, thought process when you actually went through with the whole building of the shop?
It was crazy. I really wanted to make it different and, like, unique. You know, I didn't want to.
What is it, a 4-chair shop? 5
So I got 7 chairs.
7 chairs.
Yeah. But it's like islands in the middle. And, like, you wait on one side of the island.
So both sides?
Yeah, so, like, the island is kind of like the barber station and the waiting area. So, like, it's kind of like a bar style. So you're sitting at the bar, and on the other side of the bar, you got the barber, and then there's a mirror. So when I face my client to the mirror, he only sees himself. He doesn't see my station.
Oh,
So I got my thing going on in the back, and the only thing he sees in the mirror is just himself.
How'd you come up with that concept?
I don't know. I wanted to, when I went to London, I went to this spot called Menspire Academy,
Okay.
and they were really, like, keen on,
What were you doing in London?
it was a class, a haircutting class.
You went to London for a hair cleaning?
Yeah, it was cool.
Message.
Yeah.
Yo, for real?
Yeah, I went for a week for
That's-
a school out
damn.
there.
See, I love that shit. I
Yeah.
love when people are like, you know what, I'm doing this.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was probably one of the best things I did.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was right in the beginning of 2022.
Every time I'm like, fuck it. And I take a risk, it always pays off.
Yeah, it
And
was.
if it doesn't, I
never
learn from it.
saw guys take haircutting that serious.
In London, well, they take everything serious.
I was like, man,
They take everything serious, mate.
for real though.
Yeah.
I was like, man, he's really breaking this down to me. Like, it kind of like blew my mind when he was explaining to me why I was doing what I was doing. Because when you're self-taught,
Yeah.
you kind of just create these techniques and create these things that work, but you don't even know how they work.
Which there is no right or wrong. There's the right way, there's the wrong way, and then there's your way.
Yeah,
I always felt that.
Yeah.
When I saw that in the movie Casino, he says that. He goes, look, there's the right way, the wrong way, and then there's my way.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, bet. So when I learned how to cut hair, I took from him, and then I mixed it all up in a pot, and then the way I cut hair.
Exactly. So that's what they told me. They were like, there's no right or wrong way, but there's always going to be a more efficient way.
Correct. So you could last longer in the sense of like no pain.
Yeah, technique.
I
was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then when I went home, it kind of threw me off because it was like, it's almost better to go and take a class like that not knowing anything. Because you developed all these
You're like
habits.
a sponge. You absorb it.
Yeah, you absorb everything. So if you have all these habits and then you go there, try to learn new habits, and you bring them back to the barbershop, my haircuts were taking longer.
All right, so bless everybody. What's one thing that you're like, yo, wow, you should know this? Or that helped you with things that maybe you were like not struggling with, but you had a tough time with?
Mainly the scissor work. The scissor
shear work?
And shears and learning how to the difference between something that's technically even and visually even. You know?
Okay, explain that.
Like technically even meaning like the hair is literally even.
No matter what you do, you bring out a ruler.
Yeah, visually even is like, for instance, this is a barber podcast, so I'm gonna start using barber vocabulary.
Please.
So like for instance, when you do a haircut that is slicked back on the top, right, with a fade on the side, usually this area of the hair is short and the hair on the top is long and it's slicked back, but the darkness of the two match.
Correct.
Right? So technically it's disconnected, but it looks connected.
Because once you put the product and you glide it, it looks like it's. But when it's dry, it's
not connected. There's actually a disconnection between
super separation.
Exactly. But when it's the darkness, the value of the shadow is the same. So it's visually even. But technically it's not.
So technically even would consist of what?
Technically would be all the hair is
wet, dry, product, no product,
like
it's all even.
You make your section, you pull it and then you cut it and it's even. And everything is like a square shape, triangle shape, or a circle shape. That's what I learned.
Okay.
Like in haircuts, you got triangular, square, and circle. Those are the shapes that you can work with. So now when you see those
cuts, you're like, yes.
Yeah, you can see square haircuts, round haircuts, triangular haircuts. Yeah, the silhouette. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, that's cool. Like, I never really thought about that.
You just did it.
The square, the circle, and the triangle.
Yeah, these are things that you pick up. That's awesome. Yeah, I picked them up too, but observing.
Yeah.
I used to know a hairstylist, and I would pick her brain all the time. Yeah. I'd be like, so how do you do this? And she would tell me and show me, and we would hours talking about cutting hair. And I'm like, damn. And then I would go to the shop, and I would learn. I'm like, damn. And then I would teach people what I've learned from her, and then that would change. Like, Negro.
Yeah.
When he I'm like, yo, you cut hair so amazing, dog. You fade top like. When I see you fade, I think of like old school Miami fades that were a blur, and like you do it so easily.
Yeah.
But when it gets to the shear work, you're a little hesitant.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? He's like, no, at first he didn't want to tell me, but he's like, bro, I don't really know the technique. So I was like, look, try this. And I gave him a technique, and from there, pew.
Yeah, he took off with it. Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. Now he cuts my hair.
Yeah. No, I love scissor haircuts.
He's a barber's barber.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, shout out to Negro. Big shout out. He does his thing.
Yeah.
I told him you were coming today.
I catch him over there every now and then.
You go?
Yeah, I see Danny and Negro over there sometimes.
Yeah, man. I told him today he cut my hair. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna interview Moon. He's like, oh shit. I said, what's up? Yeah, cool. But yeah, like that. Things of that nature. So after London, mate. What else?
It was cool. I got back and I started like just implementing what I learned over there and just practicing it. And I finally started getting a little bit more comfortable with it, and then trying to teach that to my guys now. You know, the same type of techniques that I learned there, I try to teach them.
Do you guys still have like monthly meetings and go through things, or like I don't know? No.
Yeah, I try to tell them that we should do Mannequin Mondays.
What does that mean?
Like every Monday, like we
bring in a mannequin
and really get in there and practice your layers and your sections.
You might have started something though.
Yeah,
Mannequin Mondays.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah, because that's what they told me. I'm talking about these guys are seasoned veterans at hairstyling, and that they go to like schools like Sassoon and like these big beauty schools, but then they kind of combined it with the barbering world and like
I don't know,
made a
man.
concept.
To me, I think it's like any school.
Yeah,
You have people that are there just to teach for money.
yeah,
Or maybe the person that's teaching you is okay, knows their thing, but they can't really hack it
yeah,
or make it or make a name for themselves in the real barber game or hairstylist game. So they go there just to secure their income.
I remember when I was there, everyone had their phones out and they were all recording, and I was just like I was just looking. I was like, I don't want to record any of this. Like, I just want to lock in.
You have a different insight on it.
Yeah, like I want to
because when he talks about angles, you're like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get
At
it.
first, I didn't, but I was like, okay, it all makes sense. Like, it really does.
Damn, that was dope.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like a good experience.
So you got Motion Barbershop. You learned everything. You have self-concept, self-awareness. The self-knowledge has taken you, I guess, to a religious place also? Because I see that you're now.
Yeah, I got baptized in October.
How did you feel about that?
It was amazing. Like, I just feel like, you know, I don't judge anybody on their beliefs or anything like that because, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could believe in. But I just had experiences in my life and went through things that have spoken to me. And I just really feel like, you know, you're always going to be in the right place for the right reason at the right time. You just really have to trust that. Like, that's what it comes down to.
Faith.
Yeah, faith. I think religious and all that, you could take that out of the equation. It's your faith in what you believe in.
Like religion is religion. If you have allegiance to something and you religion, that means you're starting over in that belief. Yeah. But if you have belief in yourself, knowledge of self-concept develops itself, and then you just become who you are.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're always on the good side.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not a bad thing to follow, you know? It's
at all.
Yeah.
It's bad when you start critiquing people.
Yeah.
And looking down on people.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. It's total opposite.
But I saw it, and I was like, yo, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. No, it helps me, you know? I've experienced it, like, firsthand, you know?
All have, man.
Yeah.
All have experienced lows.
It's the struggles, you know? The struggles of life. The testimony.
Life.
There's no testimony without a test.
Exactly. So when you get that test, go ahead and believe in yourself and take that risk. And then if you have the faith, the rest will take care of itself.
Absolutely.
The universe is never wrong, man.
Absolutely.
Never makes a mistake.
Yeah.
That's great, brother. So you're full-fledged now.
Yeah.
Shop owner.
Trying to get it going.
Veteran of the game.
Yeah.
Now you're painting.
Yeah.
We're going to do the podcast live when you do the gallery, and we're going to let everybody know. It's great, bro.
Yeah, man.
What else is coming up, man? What's next?
Oh, man. Hopefully just really trying to get the shop going, man. Really trying to get the shop going, take the art more serious. And really push it and just build some good guys. Get my core guys, build them up, get them booked and busy.
I gotta pass by the shop, man. I want to check it out.
I'm really trying to do a coffee shop. That's my next thing. Like,
that's awesome.
I have a coffee shop in the barbershop, but I've been so focused on the barber side. But I really want to lock in on the coffee because it's really good.
You gotta get a barista. No?
Yeah.
You get a barista, machine barista. You got it.
We got a bunch of barberistas right now, but
barberistas.
Yeah. But one day we'll get a barista in there.
Yo, man, I gotta definitely. But where's the shop so people know?
Sunrise and Flamingo.
Sunrise
right
and
next
Flamingo.
to the Sawgrass Mills Mall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yo, when I go to the Panther game, I'll pass by.
Yeah, perfect spot to come through. Yeah.
Hell yeah, get a coffee before the game.
Get a little coffee.
Irish coffee. You guys do Irish coffee?
We got Irish coffees.
Wow.
Irish cream.
So what else, Mo? I mean, we got what? We got the shop thing. We got the self-awareness, self-concept. It seems like you have everything planned out and sketched out, man.
A few bumps in the road.
Any fears?
I mean, you're always gonna have fears, but you know that's where you gotta have faith. Like, I feel like my faith right now is just I'm so strong in it that it's like, honestly, if something bad does happen, I'm just gonna see it as that was supposed to happen.
Bro, sometimes that negative builds up something positive.
100%.
Like I was telling my girl that day, she was all bugging and like sad about something. I'm looking at her like, yo, you're the one that's always telling me to have faith and thing. I'm like, you're bugging. Like, yo, snap out of it. And then she's like, you're right, Gene, you're right. Yeah. And I've been trying to tell that to all my clients, everybody.
You always been dropping gems though.
I try, man, because like the reason I started this podcast for that, because I was like, yo, the only thing that saved me was knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, I'm not I'm not like them. And I think my mom had a lot to do with it because she was always aggressive with her communication.
Yeah.
She's like, you're going to end up like, and I'm like, I'm not like them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like I might do things that are not in your eyes good or bad or whatever, but I'm not like that. There's plenty of times that I tell these guys, yo, don't do that. Like, yo, give that guy back his shoes, bro. Like, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like them.
Yeah.
And I always had that concept of like, nah, knowledge yourself. And I've said it in the other podcast that my mom used to punish me. Everybody got computers. I got an encyclopedia, right?
Yeah.
So my mom used to be like, yo, you're punished. Pick a book. And I would pick, let's say, like, I don't know, D. And I would pick the letter D and I'll open it. And they'll talk about a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Starting with the letter D. And I was like, oh, shit, dinosaurs. And I would learn a shit load of shit about dinosaurs. So ever since I was like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I read the encyclopedia several times because I used to get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So when I got to 11, 12, 13, when the developmental stage of like self-concept, I already had knowledge of other concepts.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, gorillas running tribes. Why? And they would explain why. So then I understood that, oh, we're like, we're alike in a way.
We're like gorillas.
So I would make these things up in my head, and then I would see Planet of the Apes, and I would come up with different mindsets, and different ways of expressing myself and how I say it. And then I discovered like being real in the sense of like, I don't want to be like that person. I want to be myself. But if I say it, they might get upset, so I can't say it.
Yeah.
But then I started listening to Rakim, and Rakim makes it clear, like, yo, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
100%.
And I was like, yo, that's what I'm talking about.
You always were like that, though. Like, if everyone thought something was cool, you would do the opposite.
No, I would just speak my mind.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's to my benefit, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've lost a lot of friends, but the way I see it is if I lose you as a friend, you really weren't a friend. Yeah. Because I'm telling you the truth and you don't like it, that's your problem.
Yeah. That's real. That's a real friend. The one to tell you the truth.
But people don't see that nowadays. Nowadays, like I posted, I don't know if you saw it, like, what was it, what's this guy's name that he said, like, real people are like an endangered species? Like, nobody wants to be around real people no more. Because if you say something, they'll be like, I don't like that, no.
Yeah.
And the word hater, like, where did that come from?
Man, there's a lot of them, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, in my world, the word hater, or if you're a hater, it's at another level, though.
Yeah.
Like, if I hate you, it's a serious problem. Yeah. Or if I don't like something, it's just because I don't like it. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. I don't hate it.
I think a hater is more like you don't agree with something that you don't even know about.
Yeah, but that's, I'm like, bro, I'm not a hater. I just don't like it. Like,
yeah. Like, it's just
there's certain things I do like let's say a rapper. Yeah. Like Drake is a good rapper. Yeah. I just don't like Drake music. Yeah. Why? Because it sounds naggy and braggadocious to me. Yeah. And then I'm looking at
it's hard to relate to it.
And I'm looking at the persona and I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like I'm like, yo, it doesn't match. Yeah. Now you listen to Nas at 17, 18 years old.
You're like, wow.
It matches. Yeah. It goes. That's just me, though.
No, for sure.
But, yeah, the word hater, I hate that. People got to stop using that shit. I never call nobody a hater. Yeah. I always say, oh, you're bugging. Yeah. You're bugging. Oh, let me explain this to you. And then I'll explain it, and if they're listening to it, then it gets to that level. Yeah. But, yeah, man, hater, I hate that. But what else is coming up for Motion Barbershop and for Moon the Barber?
Man.
Mannequin Mondays.
I don't know, man.
You don't know yet?
Man. I've just been working hard. I just been working real hard.
So you're letting it come to you?
Yeah, I'm kind of just waiting to see, what's next for me. I'm trying to like really take full advantage of or not at full advantage, but really just put my all into my brand and just really make it solid. Like start out with a solid foundation, and then I can start getting creative.
I mean, you're creative as
well.
No,
I'm saying like get creative as far as like branching out or doing something. Like I have a lot of ideas that I want to do. Like I still want to teach a little bit.
So the future's bright. Yeah. You want to teach?
Yeah, I want to teach a little bit.
You got to hit up Freddie. Yeah. They have the academy.
I know. I think I reached out to him before.
Bro, I'm going to talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to teach, and I feel like I got
Because you know they have 2 academies now.
Yeah.
They have one right there now, a little bit more north.
Yeah,
What about
I would
you?
love to go. I would love to go and teach some classes.
They need you, bro.
Yeah, because I feel like obviously I could explain it on here, but if I had, a physical subject,
Of course.
I could really get some stuff out
Yeah,
there.
you
that
get
would
more in
help.
depth, more in
Yeah.
angles, and you could show it, things of
Yeah.
that nature.
Because I feel like there's a lot of new barbers and they need knowledge. They need like legitimate knowledge,
All right, so let's get into that. The new barbers, the new wave,
Yeah.
the new era. Because, like, there's, like you said, used to put ball fade, nothing.
Yeah.
Now you put ball fade, and it's like,
You gotta find 30 different ways to do it.
and I'm like, what the hell? And nowadays, I don't know what to believe, man, because I be looking at haircuts, and I'm like, that shit's too perfect. Like, it's not feasible. Like, what I'm looking at, I'm like, wait, hold up. How the hell did you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, of course, they take a shower, and they remove the dye
Yeah.
or the enhancement, and it's not the same haircut.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like I'm not against it, but there's certain things.
Oh, you're a hater.
Like, I'm not against the enhancement stuff, but there's certain times where it's like it just looks heavy.
I think
And there's other times where it looks natural.
I think it is what it is. It's an enhancement.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's
Sometimes
what it
you
is.
need enhancements.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't. Now, if you're a barber, that if I'm sitting next to you and by the end of the day my left side is full of fucking talc or whatever the fuck,
Overspray.
overspray, I'm like, yo, guy, like, you gotta chill, man. Then that's a problem. But nowadays, barbers are doing that.
Yeah.
I've been catching these guys. You want some more of this?
Yeah, for sure.
So I've been catching these guys doing it, and I've been telling them, like, yo, you see your cape? Yeah, that's not hair, dude. Because now they have the
You got it looking
fucking-
like a body shop.
I'm like, yo.
He's handing out AMG kits.
So I try to tell them, like, oh, and they're not listening to me because they're like, oh, Gene, this is the new era. I'm like, yeah, but.
No, but I can't get with the white chalk line.
Oh, with the pen
Yeah,
to
I
make.
can't get with it, man. I can hang with the Beijing boys, but I can't.
I don't know about you,
can't.
but I pretty much finish the cut. I dry the skin,
Yeah.
and then I do the little tap with the razor, and it makes a line by itself.
Yeah, that's it. That's been there. We've been knowing about that.
And I teach that, and they're like, nah.
They're like they
I'm
break out
like-
the pencil.
No, bro. And then you look at their station, and it's like pieces of pencil sharpening all over them. Like, bro, what are you doing? But
It's funny, man.
They don't want to listen, man. They don't want to listen. Listen, guys, if you guys are going to do a new method, try to make it the best possible. Try to make it as clean as possible. And don't make it so obvious, because then it's kind of like magic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't make it like magic.
One time, you never heard of patty cuts?
Yes. He came to the shop one time and did a demo and tutorial thing.
No, he's fire. He's
He's
one of
fire.
my favorite barbers.
He's fire.
Yeah.
He
I
does
saw-
dry shave.
Yeah. So I met him at the Dolphins facility.
For those people that don't know, he cuts Travis Kelce.
Yeah. I met him at the Dolphins facility. He was cutting up somebody there. I was cutting up somebody. And we were next to each other cutting. And I was always like, wow, this is my chance. I get to see how he does this. I get to see how he lines these boys up, because I love his haircuts. So I saw him, and he had some hairspray. He had some like
Oh, he did that trick?
he had some Tresemme hairspray. And like I knew what it was because I knew that smell from the barbershop. I had like smelt that hairspray
Yeah.
before. So he's over there, and I see him spray it on the hairline, and he's lining them up, and it comes out crispy. Next day, I went and got some Tresemme hairspray,
And it changed the game.
and I was hitting all my clients with it. And I still use it to this day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I use the hairspray trick. It works. When you dry shave,
Yeah, it works.
I mean, it doesn't work on everybody.
If you
Different
dry,
skin.
I mean,
and
if
different,
if the skin is dry
yeah,
and you just take off the first layer of skin with it makes the white line.
yeah, it makes it
But
nice.
not, because there's some people that have some oily ass hair
Yeah,
and oily ass skin. So
I'm a shave gel guy though. I like shave gel.
I love shave gel.
Yeah.
I love shave gel. I don't really like the
I
lather.
put it on, and I let it dry a little bit before I get in there, because you slip and bring the line down too far. I kind of like put it on, get everything set up, and then by
When
the
you
time
glide, when you glide the blade, do you glide it straight down or you angle it a little bit?
I'm a
Tap,
I'm a tapper.
tapper,
Yeah.
I
Once I
just-
get to the
I
top of
grab
the
and I
cheek,
go-
I'll
and then whatever's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm a tapper too.
Lately, I've been doing it with a blade that's a little bit more out.
With the actual
Like, you know how
feather
the-
blade? That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
like you know how the Philharmonicas, like they're really close. The blade is like in the handle.
Yeah,
It's not really sticking out.
yeah.
I have this one that I've been using. It's like a little bit out.
You know they have one that you could put the whole blade in there, right? You don't have to cut it.
Really?
Yeah, and
This
that
one
one
I have
has
to cut.
like 1/4 inch out. Like,
I don't want that much.
I'm just
That's
saying,
scary.
you have those. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw a
yeah.
barber using that one time, and I was like, "Yo," and he's like, "No, bro, it's great."
Yeah, I
I'm
can
like,
see, but like,
"Bro."
man, yeah, nah. I like it. I've been using that, but it's
I was
good.
like, "You don't cut somebody?" He's like, "Yeah, sometimes." I'm like, yeah, dude. If you cut somebody, free haircut,
yeah. Hey man, no blood, no love, man.
dude. It's like no blood, no love. That's what you tell the
Yeah,
barber.
that's what I tell him. If I cut you, hey, my bad, man. No blood, no love.
Yo, I love you, man. Love. That's great. That's awesome. So what else, Moon, with the new era? What do you think?
Man, I like them. I'm not mad at them, man. They hopped
not
in the
mad
game
at
at a
them.
good time.
I think it's just too saturated. It's like too much.
Yeah,
Too many barbers.
yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot and it's overwhelming. And now that I have this podcast and I have the podcast page, the Instagram page, now I'm funneling through all of them and I'm looking at everything. And what I've been noticing, the people with the less followers have the better content.
Oh, for sure.
The people with a lot of followers, cookie cutter content.
Yeah,
It's like
I don't
always
even
the
know-
same shit.
yeah. Yep.
So like if you're a barber out there and you want to make noise, be different, man. I don't know how, but just do it.
Yeah, be creative.
Yeah, I'm not really concentrating on the social media world, but that's the world we're living in now.
Yeah, and just be a good person. I feel like that'll take you further than good haircuts.
Hell yeah. Like I said, when I look at your page, I'm like, fuck, this guy's doing this. Oh, he's getting baptized. Oh, he's over here. Oh, he's in London. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you're
Yeah.
working it.
Yeah,
No controversy, no craziness, no braggadocious.
Yeah.
Just being yourself.
yeah. No, I hurt myself last year. I hurt myself real bad, and I was out of the barbershop for like 3 months, and it was like
What?
the worst thing
Let me
ever.
guess. Snowboarding.
No,
What?
I was just playing flag football, just messing around at a
You
barbecue.
thought you were 20 years old again.
Yeah, I thought I was 20. Tore my ACL, and it sat me down, and it really made me be like, man, like you got to be more careful because
Tore the ACL.
yeah, meniscus, the ACL, the PCL, the MCL, all it was messed up.
Oh, you wore cleats.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh.
I had Jarvis's cleats on. I thought I was Jarvis Landry, and I blew my knee out. You know,
Holy shit. What'd
Yeah.
you do? Try to cut?
Yep. I tried to do a cut, and it just it just went out. But I learned a lot through the process. I learned patience. I learned delayed gratification. I learned, what love is, what people are around you that are gonna show you love
Who
when
your
you're
friends are.
down. Yeah, who's your friends? Who has your back? When you're at that lowest point. You can't walk, you can't work, you can't. You have to send your customers to other barbers.
That's a weird feeling, dude.
Yeah,
Because I felt like that when COVID hit. I wasn't cutting hair. I wasn't doing anything. I'm like, what the? Like, I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I don't know how people could just sit around at home.
Especially for you. I mean, I feel like I'm like you in that sense too. Like I'm not gonna conform to the
norm.
norm.
Because the norm right now is out of whack.
Yeah, yeah,
And if you don't believe me, just go walk outside and look around, dog. Shit's crazy, dog. I'm old, man. I
Yeah.
remember when things were a little crazy, like Miami Vice, the way they dressed, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's these people are wearing crazy, like it's a different world, man. And I travel a lot. When I travel, I see how it's starting to expand.
yeah.
Things
The
are starting to
baggy
get crazy.
stuff's coming back though. You gotta be happy about that, right?
Hell yeah. I was telling a barber the other day, I was like, yo, man, how long does it take you to spray paint those pants on? To spray paint those pants on? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit. I even asked him, yo, could you do a roundhouse kick with that if you needed to? And he's like, yeah, check it out. And he starts pulling them up, and I'm like, oh, no, chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moon, we're over here talking about you. We pretty much got to the end of everything.
Fire.
Anything you want to tell maybe a barber that you think maybe is in your position and you might be able to tell him something? Or if you were seeing yourself, what would you tell yourself 20 years ago?
Myself now?
No, 20 years ago.
Oh,
You
oh,
now,
oh,
what
oh.
would you tell yourself
20 years ago? Man, I'd say money management. You know,
That's a good one.
I was like money management, because as a barber, you're getting paid every day.
So you're not buying golds? Or
Yeah, you're not buying golds. Well, you know, just and really putting your money away and focusing on saving it, because you make 300, you make $400 a day at the barbershop, or $500 a day. You go get gas.
Food.
You go get food. You probably buy a pair of sneakers, or even go to the grocery store, or just anything that you have to do on the way home. You're down to $300. You know what I'm saying, or $200.
That was back in the days. Now you're down to $200.
Yeah, exactly. So you just burn through it fast. So just,
money management.
Yeah, money management, patience, just really developing a relationship with your customers, and just really just worrying about being a good person, and take time to study your craft. Take time to never think that you're gonna know everything, because
there's always
we've been doing this for years, and I still learn
20
stuff.
plus.
Yeah, I think I'm like at 16 right now, 15, 16, but
and you still learning.
Yeah, I'm still learning every day. You know, so be humble, save your money, manage it, and just stay focused. And if this is really something that you want to do, then you could be successful at it. You could really take it as far as you want. That's the beautiful thing about this.
Yeah, I think we're at the
like
peak of, like, I guess, barber industry, barber business.
Yeah,
because I don't remember it being like this. Like, now barbers making 6 figures easily.
Yeah,
so many people in Miami. I don't know how it is around the country, but at least for Miami, I know for New York, it's been like that for a minute.
Yeah, Vegas is great.
Vegas is popping too.
Yeah.
And you know, I just got back from San Antonio like a couple months ago, and it's popping out there too. I was walking
crazy.
around, it's like barbershop.
We're everywhere.
And they're all like,
we're in commercials, we're in movies, we're in music videos, we're in they can't leave us out, man. We always find a way.
Artist fellowship, we find a way. And then the other question that I always ask all the guests is, you seen the movie Bronx Tale?
I have.
You seen the part where he says, would you rather be feared or loved? What do you think about that?
Man, I'd rather be loved.
Loved?
But I just want my kids better fear me one day. That's the only people I want to fear.
But that's love and fear.
Yeah.
Because everybody says love.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's a given.
Yeah.
But now you gave
fear,
a new insight on it.
Yeah, I guess fear is like, fear me out of love, you know?
Yeah, because what I've been telling people is like, I think fear.
Yeah.
But not because of like, oh, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
It's more like, bro, I don't want to let him down.
Yeah.
I
fear. That kind of comes with, like, when you fear someone, you're only going to fear someone. I mean, not necessarily. You could fear someone that you don't love, but if it's a loved one, if you do fear them, it's probably out of love.
Exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you, man.
You know what
and then there's another one that I came up with today, and I'm going to ask you, the first guy. So this is your first podcast, first question. Hold on, I got to find it because I wrote this down. And when I wrote it down, I was like, yo, this is pretty amazing here. Where did I put it?
I actually brought you something, too.
Damn, we're giving gifts out. What is it?
Got you. So this is about knowledge of self, right?
Show the camera.
So this is the way of the superior man.
Oh, man, I'm reading something, too.
And
man.
I'm telling you, I keep a couple of these at my house. I give them to my boys. I give them to my friends.
Wow, Moon, this is great.
That book helped me a lot.
The Way of the Superior Man. Spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desires. Oh, yeah? Okay.
Okay.
Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate this.
You know, absolutely.
This is great. Here, I found it. So this is a question. Think about it because you're the first one. So I want to know how this works out.
All right.
Perception or reality?
Ooh. Perception or reality? I think perception.
Okay.
Because reality might not really be
Real.
What it is. You know what I'm saying?
Because
I think perception is how you view your view on reality.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So depending on your perception could dictate your reality.
Fuck yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Mo, that was amazing, Moon. That was amazing. Yeah, because I came up with that today because I was thinking. I was like, yo, I got to I have this idea and I have this thing that's in my mind, and then all of a sudden that came up, and I was like, perception or reality? Like, because nowadays reality is a perception.
I mean, if you wake up and you go outside and you're just like, your perception is like you're just angry at everybody, then people aren't gonna receive
Your perception of life is bad.
People aren't
so
gonna
you're
perceive you
as a real person.
Yeah, or even as someone that is gonna get a positive effect out of me. You know, like how are you gonna get a positive effect out of somebody if you're not positive yourself? So I feel like your perception is everything. Yeah, your perception has to be
reality. It is what it's gonna be, but your perception is what it is.
How you deal with it.
Fuck yeah, Moon. Yo, give everybody your tags, how to find you, what to look forward to, and what's
my Instagram at Moon the Barber. All my information is in my bio. My art page is I Am Moon with 2 zeros instead of O's. And there you can find my artwork, my haircuts, what's going on at the barbershop, pretty much everything. And it's all there.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming. This has been awesome.
Thank you. It was an honor. It was a blessing.
First barber to have that question, and you blew it out the park, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to have more. Moon, we're going to have the live one when he has his gallery. That's for sure. Live, laugh, and love. Peace.